Hey guys, Shaya here and welcome to my YouTube channel. And in this video I'm gonna do a sketchbook tour of this sketchbook from art creation from Rhode Island. It's been quite some time since I have done a video in general, but here it is. It's been a very long year on so many levels and done happened so many things. So I'm not gonna go through all that happened, but I'm gonna say that I don't think I'm gonna use these sketchbooks that much often like before, because I really don't like some parts of those sketchbook. I really do love that they have the colorful cover in general, but other than that there are some things that I really dislike. And I had a thought, I think not last night for sure, but few days prior, that I'm probably gonna use more of a Canson sketchbook or making my own sketchbooks, because about the paper, the way they hold, and the consistency of the media that I can pour into it, gonna be a bit different. So that being said, I'm gonna start with the cover. You can see here that there are so many stickers. Every sticker have kinda its own meaning. Hold on. This is, you know who that is if you're a fan of X-Men. This is Rogue. These here are gifts from my friend Lizzie. She's one of my besties and she sent them to me, and I really do love them. And I love that they kind of mix together with the green. And on the back we also have, this is from my friend, this is something that I did. This is a sticker that I found here in a Waco shop about space, and if you don't know that by now, I really do love space, and this is something that I have drawn like a few years prior. Wow, thinking about it, that was a few years back. It's just kind of interesting. So okay, so let's dive in. So here is the first page. This is my entry page, and it's not that colorful in general, but this was the idea of one of the characters that I helped create, the Wanderer, and that's why the sketch of the Wanderer ends on 28th of July 2026. I don't remember when I started that sketchbook, but I know that this is one of my longest sketchbook, that it took me so long to make that sketchbook. I don't know why, it just happened. I think it's life and everything that goes along hand to hand. So this is the Wanderer's backpack and her journal, and there is some of the stuff that I have created, and I cannot say too much, but I really love that character, and I think it was very fun and very helpful to help build that character design. This is a study the fruit. I don't know what that is actually, but I did just a swatch and a small study. Here we have Zenobia, a fan art from one very cute game that I really do like, and I was thinking to make a live stream sometimes, me playing the game, because it was fun, but I haven't gone there yet. Hopefully that will happen. And this is Lapino, one of the other characters from the game, very interesting character as well, and it's a bit cheeky, this little bunny. The Mad King, also a fan art from the game. Over here I have some other stuff, some are connected like this. Yep. This is something that I did in a previous sketchbook. This is something that I did draw digitally, I think back in 2024, if I'm not mistaken. This is a study, this is a study of a teapot. I really do like that one. When I finished that one, I was so happy. And a few days after, when I look at it, I was like, no, it's not that good. So that's probably what happened. Just a sketch that it was not finished. Some swatches over here from my Paul Rubens colors, how they react with each other. Then another swatch here. I remember this was from an art lesson with my student to help explain how the colors connect with each other, how we can use more colors than one to create something. Over here I have some other studies, fast studies. Truth to be told, I really do like this one, and they're kind of fast, and I just wanted to have a bit more work done, not to be super neat, clean. I just wanted to have more feel, if I may say, more impressionistic kind of style, and to tell the story without too much words. Over here I made another study, fast one. I really do like this study of bell pepper, and it was interesting because you can see that it is a bell pepper, but I haven't used anything else rather than just the watercolors, and I really do like that. And every now and then when I'm doing something like this is to show myself that I can actually do that, if that makes any kind of sense, but make any kind of sense. But I'm thinking that most of the other artists and creative people that are creating art having the same thought every now and then, that they do something that helps them to go back to the things that they love to do. Here is a study of a mushroom. I used only watercolors here. I made a fast sketch with my pencil and really do love this one. Yes, I really do. Love the small mint color in it. Yes, this is a mint color from my Never palette, travel size palette that I'm having. And not only that, I try to make it a bit more playful and not to be so dull. And I love using more colors than in general. This is also something that I have not done in general, but I really do like how it looks so busy, even though it's not that busy. This one is also kind of a study, very impressionistic, feeling of the wind, kind of here with the trees and the shadows and everything. Octopus lady. I really do love having this kind of a sketch in my sketchbooks, but I lately started thinking that I prefer to have a A4 size sketchbook, not a 5 size sketchbook. I feel it's kind of limits me to draw. Here I also use mainly markers so I can create something. Echo line markers and onion study. I really do love drawing onions. I don't know why, they're cute. Some Ecoline, watercolor, brush pen, swatches, and the colors that I have, because I kind of lost mine and I have to refine them at home. So this is the swatches, and when I have more water to some of them, they're very, 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 very going through that paper. Because this is 140 grams paper, and they get very bleeding through it and destroy the other page, so that's why I have to stuck them together like that. And here I have absolutely no idea what I was doing, but I just did something and didn't work out, and that's why I left it like that. This is something totally different from what I usually do, but I really do like the idea. I'm using a very bright color to create a scenery, and you can see here that this is a landscape using mainly the primary color and just adding the different colors so you can see the difference in depthness, and that's why I use that. And also not only use the watercolors on top of it, but also used some of my pencils so I can have a bit more cohesiveness and a bit more details to it. Here also another swatch that I did. I don't know which one of my palettes, but by the way I looked at, it's probably the one I brought with myself from England when I was there. This is the Neon Fish. I really do love this one, mainly because they have neons and also they're so cute. And truth to be told, I used to have a fish tank and I love these to have them because they have the blue, the green, and some of them have a different color but a bit more brighter, to say at least. And they were fun to have and to look at them, and yeah, it was fun. And here I have some just small studies that I have done just to, practice and to be a bit more loose with my approach to some of the subject matters that I have done. So this is one of them. Impressionistic landscape, splashes of colors, definitely splashes of colors. Not a perfect one, but I get the idea of it, and I think if I cannot transfer this into a canvas, it will look a bit more different and a bit more cohesive and a bit more into depth. But I love these colors over here and the difference between that parts. Here is one very fast study with my acrylic markers of a wave and also small margaret and dandelions, daisies. I really do like these. Another swatches that I have done from one other palette that I bought to myself. A bit more cohesive one because I made this especially for a video, and here I go into a bit more into depth mixes between the colors, and I love those colors. Those combinations really speaks to me, so I think I'm gonna use them a bit more. But the one thing is that I really don't like how they react with that color of the pages because they're off-white, which they're not basically white, they're kind of yellowish, and I really don't like that. And even though I have several of these sketchbooks, I really start to think that this is not my sketchbook. Another one of Pagos mixing 36 colors, testing and swatches. These are the colors. And if this page, this sketchbook was a bit more for mixed media or watercolors, it will be looking quite differently. But this is a bit more like mixed media. Even though it's said mixed media, I don't like how it holds water, and I use a lot of water to my watercolor sketches, and that's something that I don't like. Here is a morning doodle that I did. Here I have some I think these are not oranges for sure, something else citrusy, but I really do love the colors over here because I was using these palettes from Bagos, and I really do like how that worked out. And of course, it's not my sketchbook if I don't have at least one tally in it. So here it is, my tally, the first one in that sketchbook. Here I have some figure drawings to loosen up and to try out something. Nope, something didn't work out, so it's just big fat nope. Practice 1 minute pose. Here, this one I didn't like. Practice 2 minutes pose. I don't like that one as well. Even though it does have potential, I don't like it. This one is good. This one also have a potential, but I felt kind of stiff when I was doing that, so I think that's why I said no. A bit more practice. And here I had an art lesson with one of my students, and I have to explain the different ways to create shadows and how to do it. Another swatch that I haven't finished, that's why I left it like that. I was trying something with a simple shape and switching the pose, and I was supposed to have a bit more into depth details to it, but kind of lost interest, so that's why I left it like that. Another sketch here that is not finished and probably not gonna be finished at all. It's a landscape practice. Another acrylic marker swatches. This is when I bought myself the new acrylic marker set that is 48 colors. I have to make a separate video for it. Yeah. There's some very beautiful swatches, and these swatches were how they were placed into it, and now I kind of switch the places so they will make a bit more sense to me when I'm using it, because look how it doesn't make any kind of sense, like for me totally nothing. But now they look a bit different and having a bit more sense. Here I have an art lesson with my student Mitch, explaining some the basics for head, heel bones short, carpal bone short, the movement of the head and everything. And here are some warm-ups. I really do like this one sketch, that's how it turns out. This is quite recent, basically. Some of my cat sketches. I really love cats. If you haven't noticed that, I really do love cats. But I feel most of the time so intimidated drawing cats in general, because I really think that I'm gonna mess them up. And that's why I kinda don't draw them too much, which I think sometimes that's a mistake. Also another Talido. This is Liara, and my reaction to that is nah, did not work out. But basically this worked much better than I thought now that I'm looking at. Another one, Liara sketch. The whole idea was to have a bit more colors over here, but then I decided to myself, I'm not doing that. And just left it like this. Some hand studies. I really do love that one, even though that finger is not perfect, but still much better. That one is much better, to be honest. Some elf over here, some food. I really do miss drawing food studies like these because they're very popping out, and I really do love them doing them like that. And here I have water lilies without the lilies, the flower itself, but I really love that one because I was trying my new acrylic markers and I really enjoyed working with them. Even though it's quite different for me, they're a bit more cohesive, and I try my best not to use afterwards when I'm finished work with the drawing itself to add extra colors with my pencils. So that's why some of them doesn't have extra colors, and unless it's the sketch beneath that you can see here. But I really do like how this one turned out. This is the onion, and I really do like how it switched here and having these small details. I really do love that. I think I have to scan this and make it as a sticker. How do you think? Do you think that this will look good as a sticker? Because I really do like the idea of making this as a sticker. Also over here, that was an interesting idea. This is how flowers go through the wall, and the contrast between them is very fun. And here is the water lily that having the flower in it, and I really do love this one a lot. And I also think that this could look good as a sticker, so probably I'm gonna make it as a sticker as well. And this is the pigeon. This pigeon was quite fun to draw and very, very unexpectedly good looking on its own. It's very impressionistic, very interesting, and it's something totally different that usually I will draw. And I really do like how this one turned out, even though I was trying something and I was not sure how it would work out, but turned out kind of interesting. The other one that probably will go to a sticker or maybe as a postcard. How do you think? Do you think that these will look good? Another hand study that is not finished, but I really do love the balls of the hand. The whole idea was here was supposed to have an extra color and here to have a bit more into depth colors, but I don't know, I just went a bit lazy, so that's why I didn't do it. I had an art lesson here with one of my students and I have to explain the shadow and the color shadow, that's why it's looking like that. This is some of the new things. I used reference for this one, and here not that I only used my I was gonna say watercolors, but there was no watercolors. I used my acrylic markers, and also I did use some of my color pencils to have a bit more details, so it can look a bit more different. The only thing that I think can work a bit more is probably to make these spaces a bit more darker, so it can be a bit more mysterious, but even like that I really do like it. And this is quite cute, even though it looks very unfinished. The whole idea was to try something that I haven't drawn, and this is one of the things I haven't drawn in general. Another water lilies, and you can see here that this is kind of destroy the page, because I love, like I said, using so much water when I'm drawing watercolors, and this is the result. But here I love the colors of the flower itself. Over here I have another study-ish watercolor sketch, and I don't know, I feel like maybe I need to do a bit more of these in a bigger paper, so I can have them, frame them probably, and I don't know, I really do like that one. It's the thing that kept me when I have the reference was these two threads, because they were a bit more yellowish rather than everything else, and the contrast that you can see, I really do like that one. The only thing that I can critique myself about it is probably I needed to use a bit more opaque colors for the background and here specifically, because my accents is over here. That's plain and simple, but here needs to have a bit more work. But let's face it, that was a sketch, first one, so it worked. This is a fast sketch of a winter kind of a thing. It's not perfect, but it was just to feel if I can do it, and apparently I can. But we have to pay a bit more attention and not to rush it that much. Even though it's summer for me, still I get frustrated because it didn't dry out faster than I wanted it to dry out. So that's why it get me so frustrated, and at one point I left it like this. And for the last 2 pages I have 2 of my other stickers, this one, and this one's also from my other sketchbook that I have, and this is made in mixed media sketchbook from Canson, and I think Canson is the sketchbook for me for so many other reasons. So yeah, this is it for my sketchbook tour, and this is one more sketchbook into my overgrowing pile of sketchbooks. I have to make a list how many sketchbooks I have done so far, and I have several that are not done, and I'm not including the parts that I'm having as well. But that's been said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you like it. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you want to see more behind the scenes stuff and what's going on, consider supporting me on Patreon. I will leave link down in the description to all my social media. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and talk to you guys soon. Bye.